Okay, come, let's start. Today's worksheet, very important for in preparation of your paper 2. Okay, we're going to start with grammar. Okay, what we're going to do for grammar is that we're going to focus on grammar, MCQ, and modal verbs, MODAL. Okay, so if you're going to ask me what modal verbs are what you see on my screen. Okay, your will, can, may, shall, ought to, and must. Okay, these are examples of modal verbs. You should know what they are, what they mean. Okay, you should know that the past tense of will is would, can, could, may, might, shall, and should. Okay, you should know what they are. I'm going to explain to you the meaning of will and would. I'm going to also tell you when do you use will, when do you use would. Okay, so for example, when you want to talk about something in the future, right? Something that you are going to do in the future, like I will do my homework later. All right, then you use will. You are not going to say I would do my homework later. Okay, that's wrong. Okay, when you want to talk about something in the future, you use will. All right, you use would down here when you're talking about something in the past. I would greet my neighbor when he was still alive, for example. Okay. The other thing that you use will for is when you are telling me what you are willing to do. All right, telling me what you are willing to do. So I will meet you tonight. Okay, that's something that you're willing to do. Would, when you are using your third conditional, so hypothesizing. Okay, so this is hypothetical. Okay, hypothetical means an example kind of situation. So you should know that in your third conditionals, when you see if, all right, when you see had, right, it will always be followed with would have or would not have. Okay, I put it here already. So you should know this. Will is also when you are making a promise, something that you are going to do. So these three, you will realize that it's very similar. Okay, Adrian, this is B6L2. Okay, worksheet B6L2. Here, chicken rice. You should see a picture of a chicken rice. Later, you'll understand why I put a picture of a chicken rice. Okay. All right, so then would is when you want to show politeness. All right, I would like some chocolate. You're not going to say I will like some chocolate. Okay, don't say that. If you say that, that's very rude. Okay, so when you want to be polite, if you're asking for something, say that I would like chocolate. All right, can you do the two questions? Just take about 20 seconds, quickly do it. Okay, I believe it should be really simple. If you look at question 1, question 1 is an example of a third conditional, as you see here on my screen, right? If, had, always follows would have or would not have. I see if, I see had. That means this must be would not or would, right? There is no other would. There is only wouldn't here. So the answer, of course, for question 1 is 4. Very, very simple. Okay. Question 2, also very simple. All right. You go to the cinema with me. All right. So I'm asking you to do something. I'm asking you whether or not you're willing to do something with me. Right? So that's why you use will you go to the cinema with me? Got it? All right. So just take note how to use would, how to use will. The meanings, the definitions, and the examples are all here for you to read. Okay, the next one, of course, is can and could. When you use can, when you use could. Okay, can is really, can and could is when you are telling me that you have the ability to do something, right? For example, when you ask your teacher, right? If you ask a teacher, can I go to the toilet, right? Who asked that? You know, when you ask your teacher for permission whether or not you can go to the toilet, sometimes the teacher, right, will be quite mean. Your teacher will tell you, yes, you can go to the toilet, meaning you have the ability to go to the toilet because you have 2 legs. All you need to do is stand up and walk to the toilet. So you have the ability to go to the toilet, right? But you may not. So you can go, but you may not go. You have no permission to go. Okay, so that's the meaning of can. All right, the difference between can and could, of course, is could is when you are a past event. See, you could speak Spanish when you were living. So in the past, you could. Now, maybe you cannot. Okay, so for example, when you're asking for permission, you can leave at 5 p.m. You have the ability to leave at 5 p.m. All right, there's a difference between you can leave and you may leave at 5 p.m. Okay, both are grammatically correct. They just mean different things. Okay, so it is grammatically correct to ask your teacher if you can go to the toilet. Your teacher will answer you, yes, you can. It's grammatically correct. It means different when you ask, may I go to the toilet? Okay, so just think of that. Let me see, talk about something that you have taken place. All right, yes, same thing here, right? In the past, you could have eaten, right? If you had not eaten a snack. Okay, so when you're talking about past tense, past events, you use could, you don't use can. All right. Then the other difference, the other big difference between can and could, you see, look, there is no difference here, right? Look, could you leave your dog outside the supermarket? This one also, could you leave the dog outside your supermarket? Then you're going to ask me, teacher Algene, what's the difference? Both are the same. How come one is can, one is could? The only difference is that could is more polite than can. That's the only difference. Could is more polite than can. So if you want to be more polite when you're asking something, use could, don't use can. Okay, but both again are grammatically correct. Just take note of that. All right, let's cover it. Okay, first two questions, here we go. You see, I attend Mr. Thomas' class today. All right, yes, the answer is can I attend Mr. Thomas's class today? But you can just take note that you can also use could I attend. Okay, the difference between could and can, as I said, is could is more polite. But because there is no option could, the only option that you can put is can. Okay, take note of that, please. Okay, allowed to talk.
Question one, for the number one, why can't we put three? Like, why? I think, can it mean like doesn't want to go?
This one, is it? Must I attend? If you're eager, are you going to ask, must I attend? Must I go to school? You won't say that, right? If it's eager, you're like, I can. Can I go to school? Can I go to school? You must look at this word here. Get it right? Okay, question two. You have offered the suggestion earlier, right? So same thing, couldn't you have offered the suggestion earlier? Again, option 1 and option 3 are both grammatically correct, but I chose option 3 because it's more polite, right? Could you not have offered the suggestion earlier? Okay, that's just more polite. Okay, so that's the answer, 1 and 3.